For some reaction, we're now joined about these elections are now unfolded. We're now joined by Christopher Wakube, who's the Senior Program Manager for Equal Access International Office in Nairobi in Kenya. He's also the Chairperson of the Peace Actors Forum and the Co-Convener of the Dialogue Contact Group. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate to be in the program.
What's your looking back at the election process right up until the election announcement? We'll talk about what happened after that just now, but what's your take on these elections? Some are saying it was the most transparent election that they've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so I will speak from the point of view of a peace builder, because the organization I work for, Equal Access International, we undertake a lot of peace building work. Actually, I'm currently the country director. I would say, in my own view, one, these elections were largely peaceful. Voting took place peacefully. Even though we had a few pre-election tensions, we did not see any kind of major violence during the voting process. There was a concern a bit about the voter turnout, but at least people were able to go vote in an orderly manner. The KIPS kits, which were used in the last elections, and people had concerns with them, this time largely worked to a large extent. I would say, in terms of even the observers, they did comment the kind of election that took place, and also just to recognize that there was a lot of and there have been a lot of investment on peace building over the last even 10 years since we had post-election violence more than 10 years ago in 2007. So that can also be largely attributed to the kind of work that has been done, working with the communities to educate them on the need to vote peacefully and to come out and vote. And also the fact that we had many people, civil society, religious leaders calling for Kenyans to vote in peace, vote and go home and wait for the results. So I would say it's commendable. The other thing, the introduction of the public portal where results were posted, reduced a lot of the anxiety that is normally there in waiting for results. The results in the portal came very quickly, so you as an individual voter, you could actually go and download even your own polling station and see the kinds of results that came out of your polling station. So that also helped reduce the anxiety that is normally there with people not knowing what the results are. So I would say it was fairly quite a good election.
All right, so a conducive environment created, a peaceful process it seems, and yet 4 out of the 7 election commissioners said that they couldn't endorse the result. What happened, do you think?
Yeah, so while in my own view, so definitely the Kenyan process, while we had it, the results on the portal, the law provides that the physical forms from each polling station, 34A, have to be verified alongside also the forms which are tallied at the constituency level, 34B. Now, that process takes place at the National Tallying Center, and from this process of verification, then the chairperson produces the Form 34C. So what we've understood from what the commissioners have said is that that last process of verification and tallying at the National Tallying Center, which was at the Bomas of Kenya, they were locked out in some of these processes, and they were saying the chair took some of these decisions unilaterally. The verification process is important because legally, from previous court judgments, It is the physical form which is the legal document, not what is in the portal, and hence the verification being necessary. So the disagreement of these commissioners felt they were being left out. They were not being given all the information, so they decided to come out and say they are not party to the results which were being announced. They said that during the declaration yesterday, and today they came out and gave their reasons on why they did not agree with the results, including also the total number of when they added the percentages, was saying it is more than 100%. So these were their reasons. And so we can see issues have come at the tail end of the process, and especially with the presidential tally.
So how do you see this getting resolved? I mean, you can't start with more than 100% turnout and hope to get a fair result. That would be a problem.
So definitely, and today the former Prime Minister, who was contesting and one of the leading candidates, has also brought out the same kinds of issues. And the good thing is that he has said their coalition will pursue the constitutional and legal process, which means they will go to the Supreme Court. And these are the issues which will be argued at the Supreme Court. One of the things which also Kenyans, maybe it will be good that this is in court to understand is what is the role of the chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission vis-a-vis the other commissioners. Do they take decisions in terms of voting and majority, or does the chairperson have veto or responsibilities which are only specified for, in this case, for him? So these will be some of the things which will have to be argued. One, if four commissioners do not agree, is it a question of majority? There was also an issue of a quorum. What is a quorum in a commission? Some have said from past presidents, the commissioners are a quorum, but also others have said the chairperson is the returning officer of the National Tallying Center, and so he has the sole responsibility. So other things will also come up, for example, just helping us clarify the processes so that we have better processes for the future. So it will be interesting to see what evidence has been collected, what the Azimio coalition has, and also what the four commissioners will present as evidence.
Give us a sense of the judiciary as an impartial referee. Across the continent, we've often seen the judiciary side with the governing party often when queries come up. Kenya, fair refereeing in terms of judiciary?
I think the Kenya judiciary, and that's why today they still come. There's been, if I compare how many elections ago in 2007, people had less confidence in the institutions, less confidence in the electoral commission, less confidence in the police, less confidence in the judiciary. Those institutions have since improved significantly. And there's more confidence in the institutions now, whether the police, the electoral commission, or even the judiciary. The last election demonstrated that the judges of the Supreme Court can actually nullify a presidential election. The last elections in Kenya, the presidential election was nullified, and we had to go for a repeat presidential election. So it means the judiciary can be trusted to be impartial, and especially where there is evidence that there have been irregularities, or maybe like what they termed last time, illegalities and irregularities which were have been done. So that's why you'll see at the moment there's a lot of calm. In the past, this would be very tense moment. People would not be believing that going to the courts is a solution. The losing side would not be believing that, but now you see the losing side saying we can go to court, and people actually saying, okay, let's wait for them to go to the Supreme Court, and then we see the outcome of the Supreme Court.
Christopher Wakube, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much indeed for joining us on the program. Your insights greatly appreciated. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.